up, awesome people, and welcome back to another Wi-Fi Wednesday shenanigans! Okay, I have a battle that is pretty bloody lit for you guys. And I am not opening a video like that ever again. I am so sorry for that embarrassing intro. Anyways, continuing on with the video, I had to make an apology for last Wi-Fi Wednesday. It, for some odd reason, had some pretty dodgy audio issues in regards to my microphone and the sound quality. I personally have no idea what went on with that particular video and why it came out so dodgy, and I am so hoping that that issue has been fixed in tonight's Wi-Fi Wednesday. So, as I said, I'm so sorry for that sound quality, and hopefully it will not happen again. Bad KrimZen indeed. Anyways, as I said, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed tonight's video. I was kind of hoping to have a double battle up for tonight, but this happened instead. So, as I said, between doing a full-time apprenticeship, full-time study, being lazy and burnt out at the same time, I kind of had a chance to do the double battles, and during the time I had off to try and enjoy and relax, I had this battle with PIMPNITE for his full lit team. And I was kind of going into this going, you know, I'm kind of using an old team I've already versed him with. This probably won't be the greatest battle of them all, which, you know, it wasn't, but it was still relatively quite fun and actually got to show this team off a lot better than the way I did the last time I showed this off to you guys. So as a reminder for those who haven't actually seen this team, this is actually a full Hail Room team with Little Cup Pokemon. So it's playing at level 5 and everything. They have to rely on Trick Room, so they've all got negative and 0 IVs in their speed. And, you know, they kind of have everything else. So things like Relax, Sassy, Brave, and all that. And they're also working with Hails, so things like Frillish, who may not have anything to negate the Hail damage, but it is quite bulky, plus there's Recover and all that, so we can work around that. Which I've also done as well with the Jelly Snow strategy back in Oris, so it's kind of just playing off that as well, which is why Snova and Frillish is there. We've also got the Solace with the Magic Guard, which negates the Hail damage. Vulpix, Snova, which are neutral with Ice, so they don't get Hail damage. Shieldon there to kind of just counter the Fire-type Pokemon, works really well in Trick Room as well. And the Torchic, because I used the Blaziken, I think, in one of that room or something like that in Oris Doubles, and I thought, hey, let's do it again with the Torchic, which is quite fun, by the way, and I'll show off how well that works in Trick Room. But that's kind of like the whole rundown with how that works. Without further ado, let's actually jump into the battle and see just how hot this battle was. I couldn't think of anything fancy there to say. I don't know why I said hottie. That's embarrassing too. 2 cringy moments in this video. Let's rack them up at this point. Anyways, as I said, I'm going to leave the Solace here. As I said, it's got the Magic Guard to negate the Hail damage, but I've got no Hail up at the moment, so it's all fine and dandy at this point. Vanilla is going to be the opposing lead here from PIMPNITE, so I've got no idea what's going on here. This could have been a physical set, could have been absolutely anything because it's PIMPNITE. Anyways, it throws off the Blizzard there. I'm actually quite surprised it actually hit because it is PIMPNITE. Go for the Toxic there because I was like, I don't really want to throw off Trick Room just yet because in case I want to make him think it's not a Trick Room team, but it's kind of not going to work because it's me and everyone knows I use Trick Room. I really need to stop using Trick Room at this point. Anyways, I'm like, he won't hit a second Blizzard, surely. He hits the second Blizzard. I'm down. I was like, that's annoying because I knew I wasn't going to the next second Blizzard. I could have swapped out. Could have gone into something that resisted like a Vulpix Alolan form or even my, no, not even Snow, but that's neutral. I could have done something better than let my Solace die. So there goes one Trick Room setup. Not good, and that was also my defensive wall too, so that wasn't very good either to lose one of my walls so early in the game. Anyways, I go into my Vulpix hoping it doesn't swap. I actually outspeed at this point either, and I've got no speed EVs either. I'm quite nature with 0 speed, which made me think it's going for something like Mirror Coat there. So that would have been very dangerous if they actually survived because I am quite nature with the choice specs there. Extremely powerful in Vulpix Alolan form. So he sends in the Litwick here. I was like, oh dear, I swear that I hope this does not have Trick Room because that is not good for me because A, it counters my team, and B, if that does have Trick Room, I think I might be getting outsped. I couldn't actually remember what my base speed is on Litwick, and I think if it is quite low, it actually would outspeed most of my team except for maybe like my Shieldon. That's probably about it. We've outsped by Shieldon. Anyways, it goes for the Flamethrower. It burns me, unfortunately. I'm getting hit by both burn residual damage and by Hail residual damage. That is actually remedied by the Sunny Day on the Litwick. So it's got Flamethrower, Sunny Day, so boosted by the Sunny Day with the Flamethrower. If it has Trick Room, as I said, that's not good. And if it's got Sunny Day, I'd say maybe take a guess it's got Solar Beam, which would not be good. I mean, I am special defensive and Frillish with the Everlight, I do believe, so I might be able to take it somewhat, but if it's like Quiet Nature with max special attack, I'm in a lot of trouble. And yet it has the trick room. I'm like, oh, this is not good. There goes all my plans to set up the trick room and cause some big shenanigans later in the battle. So I'm hoping at this point that it really doesn't hurt me, that I don't have trick room up. I mean, at this point, it's an advantage because, as I said, I would have been outsped by Lickwork and Trick Room, even though I am running the Sassy Nature and the Zero Speed. I still would have been outsped, which would have been unfortunate. So it's got Solar Beam as I thought. It was like, okay, that's still not going to take me out, but the fact I've got a burn isn't helping either. I mean, at this point, I could have gone for the Recover, which I do have on this Frillish. I think I had Scald, Recover, Trick Room, and one other move, which I can't remember off the top of my head. It could have been like Hidden Power Fire or something like that, or Hidden Power Grass to get around the opposing Water Absorb Pokemon. So, I made the choice to go for another Scald and take out the Lickwork, because I thought it might be a little bit of a pain, considering I had Trick Room as well to counter my team. Anyways, Blitzel comes in, and I'm like, there is no point me swapping at this point, because that thing can learn Flame Charge, it can learn, I'm pretty sure it learns Overheat or something like that, it may not learn Overheat, but regardless, I didn't want it sticking around or swapping into it in case it predicted to swap and decide to take out my Vulpix or my Snowball, whatever I decided to swap in at the time. But I decided to sack the Frillish to kind of scout out what particular set it was, so went for Wild Charge, which is kind of ickling my feeling that it's a physical set, which it is, because it's got the Flame Charge as well. I'm not seeing Life Orb either, so I'm still unaware of like what particular item this Blitzel is running. So anyways, it gets the Speed Boost there from the Flame Charge, but I do hit it with the Specs Blizzard there, so that's going down. I was kind of a bit worried. I was like, maybe if it's like an Everlight set or something like that, it would have lived, but it didn't, which is great. But anyways, Linton comes in. I was like, oh, please don't have a Fire-type move. This is bad. Because three of my Pokemon are, three of my Pokemon I think are weak to Fire-type Pokemon, so I'm already at the disadvantage it is. So I go for the Blizzard there as a Lick, and I don't get Paralyzed, which is great. I get a critical hit with Blizzard, which is even better, so it's a 2-hit KO at this point, which is awesome. But unfortunately, because I don't have Trick Room up, I'm going to get outsped by Linton. That's going to go for the Leech Life. It gets a crit as well, which I'm not too sure if it mattered. If it was a bulky set, it could have just lived. And could have thrown off another Blizzard, which would have been great. And it wouldn't have gotten as much health back either. So I'm not too sure if I would have KO'd it from that range if it wouldn't have critted. So that could have been a potential turning point in the battle. I'm not really too sure. Anyways, I bring in the Torchic here. I was like, you know, even it did have a Fire-type move, it can't do too much for me at that point. But I swap in, I get Licked, and I get Paralyzed. It's like, that's not really too much of an issue. The only issue with Paralysis there is if I can't attack from the Immobilization. In regards to speed, it's all good because I am running the Brave Nature or something, or Quiet Nature or something like that. So lowering my speed, 0 IVs as well. I think I only got 1 HP, sorry, not 1 IV and HP to make it 19 HP, which allows me to have 1 recoil damage from Life Orb as well, and things like Burn and Hail I think only do 1 damage as well. So just manipulating the damage output from Life Orb and all that to make it so I've got as little as possible. Anyways, I've got the Intimidate there on my Torchic, which I don't want because I am a mixed attacker with mostly IVs in special attacks, so I'm kind of relying naturally on my attack EVs and IVs there from natural, so I didn't want that sticking around, so I decided to swap into Snowball, which was absolutely useless against this team, so I sacked that for fodder. Actually went for Fire Spin there with the Sash as well, so I was like, I'm hoping that didn't make much of a difference on the battle, so that happened. Swap back into my Torchic here, so I'm back into neutral attack there. I swap into a Fire Spin, so that's going to do residual damage there as well. Go for the Rock Slide, which hits, luckily, does very close to 3/4 damage there, so it's a 2-hit KO, which is great. I'm kind of hoping still don't get the Paralysis, because that'll be really, really bad on my part. So going for the Sunny Day there, luckily, so I was like, it's either setting up for the last Pokemon, or it's, you know, I missed and it goes for something like a Morning Sun if it's a bulky Growlithe with Everlight or something like that, and then I'm in a lot of trouble to get all its health back and I won't be able to take it out. But I do manage to land the Rock Slide, so that goes down, so I was like, please don't be setting up for the last Pokemon, because I'm in a lot of trouble, because I know in the back of my head it's this Litleo, and I know for a fact I can't outspeed it, because Litleo's got some nice base speed. And if it's got the Moxie set, which I'm assuming it does on the physical set, I'm in a load of trouble here. So Torchic goes down, gets the Moxie burst. I was like, oh, that's not good. So I'm like, and last remaining hope is my Shieldon, which is why I kept it back all this battle. In fact, I never got my Trick Room up either successfully. Really hurt me there too, because I was like, I've got Sturdy, I can't break it. I get burnt by Fire Fang. I was like, 10% chance of him of winning. He got it. out of all the unlucky things I could get, it had to be the game-changing burn right on the turn that I needed it. So if I wasn't burnt, my choice band, Brave Natured Earthquake, would have taken out the Lit Leo, but that happened. And apparently it had King's Rock too, so I was like, if I didn't get burnt, there was a 10% chance of me flinching. That would have killed my battle too, and I would have lost either way there. So it's like I had to either have, I had a 90% chance of winning, and I end up losing to that 10%. How unlucky is that? I know I'm unlucky, but neither is PIMPNITE. He's not lucky either, so that was really unfortunate that had to happen. So if I didn't get burnt or flinch, I would have won the battle. And as I said, 10% chance of that happening, and it happened. Oh, that was really infuriating because, like, you know, outside of my trick room failing, I played really well. There wasn't really too much in regards to predicting and all that because it's kind of just playing through with like the gimmick sets. Gimmick sets most times can't switch out or anything like that. And as I said, like I've got a few Pokemon there are actually weak to this team. I had Snova and Vulpix, who aren't very effective to this team at all. Vulpix has nothing to hit a Fire-type Pokemon at all. It's got Freeze, Dry, Blizzard, Hidden Power, Fire, and Moonblast, all of which are not very effective. Snova had Seed Bomb, Blizzard, Hidden Power something, I can't remember, and another move which I can't remember. All the movesets will be at the end screen, by the way, so if I muddle up here, you guys can just refer to that and know exactly what I'm talking about. So really, I only had like Shieldon and Torchic to heavily rely on, and my Frillish really, but that's like a special defensive wall rather than a sweeper, because I can't remember how much special attack investment I put into that, so I can't really rely on that for sweeping either. So Solace and Frillish were meant to be Trick Room setups, but we saw how that went. They didn't do their jobs. Actually did a pretty pathetic job of that too. Never got my Trick Room up except for that one time, and then I got counted out of all the bloody times I set it up. I was like, rats. So that was a shenanigan and a half, that battle. But anyways, as I said, all the movesets are at the end of the after this thing in the outro shenanigans. You guys should be familiar with it by now, so hope you guys enjoyed that battle. As I said, hopefully next time I do Wi-Fi Wednesday, I should really say next week just in case I turn around and have a lazy moment or I'm burnt out from work again like I have been for the last couple of days. So next Wi-Fi Wednesday, hopefully there'll be a double battle up for you guys to enjoy. May even be like IC Weakness Cup. I still gotta put that up for you guys to enjoy too. So that could happen. I do have a double battle on the side I need to do for Patreon, and there is one other double battle that I've been working on. I've had some really interesting battles with it. But I do have to change a few Pokemon because I was actually doing it for the LOLs. LOLs never worked. That was the team I put up last week, so I'm still modifying that to kind of have it as the finale for Sun and Moon before I go into Ultra Sun and Moon. So I'm thinking about having that as that particular team. Kind of just using like the Pokemon you wouldn't expect KrimZen to use because they're top percentage in VGC 17 team, I guess I could almost call it, but using kind of offset unique sets. That's a really long and obscure title for the team, I know, but I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that team. I really want to use it. But anyways, I've dribbled on for enough, you guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week for Wi-Fi Wednesday, if not the week after. That's usually how this Wi-Fi Wednesday series has been rolling now since I've got a full-time apprenticeship outside of YouTube. So until next time, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!